All right, what's going on, everybody? We should be live by now. Yeah, I gotta give me 1 second. I'm trying to set up this OBS studio. I mean, we should be live. What's up? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Yeah, we got a lot to discuss today. But again, put a 1 in the chat if we are live. Good evening from Ohio. I'm guessing that means we are live. All right. Shout out to you guys. All right, we have some people in here. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Good evening from Ohio. I'm guessing that means we are live. All right. Shout out to you guys. I'm using OBS Studio for the first time, so this is definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. All right, we have huh. Yep. Still learning how to use OBS Studio, guys, so it's gonna take me a bit to get used to this. But yeah, I don't even know how to show you your chats on the screen on this. It's nothing like StreamYard. Nothing like StreamYard. All right, we won't worry about putting chats on the screen. I'll just read them from over here. You guys can see them on here anyway. But shout out to you guys. We got Steven Sim from Kentucky. Craig Beats says 3.5. PTRS says 1. All right, good. So you guys can hear me. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff today dealing with Bitcoin. So that's really the main thing I want to focus on right now. So we're going to talk about other things too, whatever you guys want to go over. But most importantly, we're going to be going over Bitcoin today. So Bitcoin is going to be the focus. Here are the charts. Just double checking the stream, making sure everything is running how it should be. Okay. Slight lag on the slight delay on the stream. All right, so we have a little bit of a delay on the stream, so it's all right, but it's about as good as it's gonna get right now. This is my first time using OBS Studio. All right, so shout out to you guys. Let's just hop straight into it. So this, as you can see, is our current rising wedge inside of Bitcoin. As you guys know, rising wedges are bearish patterns. So we have this bearish rising wedge here on Bitcoin. Extreme fear inside of the market. And this time it went lower than the previous time, right? It went all the way down here to 8. So 8 is very no, it actually went to a 5. If you zoom in on that, it went to a 5 on extreme fear. Like, that's actually crazy. So the fact that we went that low, it shows like, we're nearing a bottom, but we're not quite there. So we gotta drop a little bit more. And since we just came out of this falling wedge here, or rising wedge, we're probably going to end up coming towards 60K pretty soon. And I actually mentioned that on the last video that I did. I do prefer to do the videos more than the streams, but I want to start trying to streaming. I want to start trying to stream, so I'll see how it goes. I'm using OBS Studio, and it's extremely difficult to use. I see why these streamers with like Kick and Twitch just hire people to do it for them, you know. So that might be something that I have to do in the future. But Stevenson from Kentucky says, "Are you from the U.S.?" Yep, I'm from the U.S. and I'm in the Philippines right now. Marcellus, what's up, my brother? Shout out to James Harris, day one supporter right there. Big shout out to you, James. But yeah, we're doing OBS Studio for the first time here, so things are gonna be a little bit, you know, a little bit choppy on this stream. Like the stream quality is probably good, but I'm like getting used to it. I don't even know how to display your comments on the screen on OBS. But as time goes on, let me get more used to it, and then I'll actually start to stream on Kick. But as you guys can see, I have a Kick link posted or pinned there. I'm gonna eventually only stream on Kick and not stream on YouTube at all, and just put videos on YouTube. But for right now, you know, we're gonna be doing YouTube, right? So yeah, there's like a slight delay on this. Yeah. But yeah, let's go over some Bitcoin stuff here. And yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. So yeah, we are at 67K. We're at 67K. Interesting. All right, so currently 67.3K. As you can see here, we've been pulling back in the last 24 hours. We're down 2% in the last 24 hours, 2.7% in the last 7 days, 11% in the last 14 days, 27% in the last 30 days, 29% in the last year. So we're definitely nearing that relief rally point. Me personally, I don't look at pumps like this from 59K up to 71K necessarily as a relief rally. It kind of is, because that was a 20% pump that we had right there. We went all the way up to 71K on that pump. So that was a 20% pump in Bitcoin. If you would have gotten in down there, you could have made a quick 20% on Bitcoin. And if you're doing options, you could have literally been up over like 500% just in your options alone on like MicroStrategy if you're buying call options. So this is was an extremely big pump, and I guess we can consider it a relief rally. I don't know if this is the real relief rally, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Nuals Apa says, "Oh, you're in the Philippines at the moment. Welcome." Hey, shout out to you. I see you're probably Filipino, because I see the pa at the end. A lot of people say that. I don't know what it means, but yeah, out inside of Cebu right now. Shout out to Craig Beats. Jose Manuel Valdez says, "Let's go. Your analysis are the best." Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to come with better videos and better knowledge, so that's why I want to start doing live streams. But I want to have more control over the live stream, so that's why I'm using this OBS Studio, which is like extremely difficult. As you guys can see, it looks crazy. Like, it's actually really difficult, and I still can't find out how to put your chats on the screen. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm gonna have to learn about this, but in due time I'll get better with OBS, and that will then make the streams 1,000 times better as well, and it will help out a lot. But yeah, we are currently pulling back. We just broke out of our rising wedge here. I thought we would at least come up here to the top one more time, but it didn't happen. So the trade that I was talking about going from here and here, I didn't take that. Instead, I was doing shorts. Puts. I was doing puts yesterday on MicroStrategy. Made a good 8% on this drop right here. Since it didn't do what I wanted it to do, I canceled the trade order that I had, and then I just opened puts. So then I traded puts all the way down here, made a quick 8% on MicroStrategy. Tried to do it again around this area, but failed, but then broke even. So I still closed yesterday with 8% in gains. But yeah, I don't want to log into my account on here, because then you guys are going to see everything, and I'm not good with OBS, so I don't know how to hide it. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of different a lot of different analysis here. Firstly with Bitcoin, and then the total three, which is the altcoin market caps. So this is actually a very important thing that a lot of people don't talk about. And if you guys want me to go over something specific, just let me know in the chats and we'll go ahead and do that. But over here you can see the bull market from 2021. You can see that moment when it cut, and you can see this trend line going all the way through here. And then you can see that moment when the trend line broke. And then once you start notice it getting rejected at the top of that trend line as resistance, that's when you know you're officially just in a bear market, right? That's when it's officially, you cannot deny it. And then look at this. We have the same type of trend line, tapped it perfectly. You cannot deny that this is a trend line. You cannot deny that this is a trend line. And you cannot deny that that trend line was broken and that we just now got rejected at that trend line. And this is the total 3 market cap for all altcoins. So what we're going to end up seeing here is going to be a false altcoin season. This is going to be a bull trap. We are going to have, well, I guess you can consider it somewhat of a altcoin season, but this is going to be a bull trap. We're going to end up seeing some type of pump that brings us to the top side of this total 3. And what the total 3 is everything, every single altcoin, excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins. So this is the total of every single market cap of all altcoins inside of crypto, excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins, right? And that's at a $713 billion market cap. So as we start to increase inside of our prices here, you're going to end up seeing a rejection probably here at 1 trillion market cap for all altcoins. So altcoins might rally here from 700 billion inside of market cap up to 1 trillion. That's 3 billion inside of market cap. Well, no, that's not 3 billion. That's 300 billion in market cap, which is actually pretty impressive, right? So total 3, as you can see here, is crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins. Wait, no. This one includes stable coins. This one excludes stable coins. This one right here it excludes stable coins, but I look at the one that includes stable coins. So yeah, my bad. It's the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and whatever that $sign means, right? So I'm gonna just say Bitcoin and Ethereum, but whatever the $sign means, it is what it is. But yeah, we should end up seeing a bit of a relief rally there, and that's what can confuse some people, because if you pull back up Bitcoin and you look at it, you're like, okay, we might actually have a breakout forming, but there's a possibility that we can get a pullback before we get that actual breakout. And that's what I've been talking about in my videos here. Now, this is the %R trend exhaustion on Bitcoin for the 4-hour chart. What happened the last time here? We had the short-term trend breakout. We came back, and then it went sideways a little bit. And then again, short-term trend breaks out, came back sideways a little bit. Now we got to see whether or not it's going to repeat that cycle, or if we're going to break down from here, or if we're just going to take off. That's what we're trying to determine. And in order to do that, we can go on the shorter time frames and see what's building up, right? So on the 1-hour chart, we see the long-term trend pulling back and the short-term trend. So these aren't necessarily close enough to each other to see some huge breakout, but something like this could end up happening and we could start seeing it breaking out. But it's only just now starting to form that curve there. So there's a possibility for it to pull back more. And then if you look at the 3-hour chart, or no, 30-minute chart, kind of the same thing. 15-minute, kind of the same thing. So we don't necessarily have any confirmation whether or not we're going to take off or pull back yet. So we have to use chart patterns. That's why it's good to use chart patterns, and it's good to use and it's also good to use indicators. So you want to use both in tandem. And then you're seeing over here on the 4-hour chart, we're getting more selling pressure. We're starting to sell off here. We had what we call a bullish divergence here, and that is when you have that increase on the MACD. which I thought we would have more buying pressure, but this is all the buying pressure we had during that bullish divergence. And as you can see here, this is bullish divergence when your lows are becoming higher on the MACD as the price starts to trend downwards. And then you finally have your breakout. So if we're talking bullish divergence, there's a possibility that we could have a breakout, and maybe this is a false breakdown. So that's what we're focused on here. We don't want this to be a false breakdown, right? Because we had the false breakout, we had the bull trap, which was this rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern here. But then when we look at it, we also might have a false breakdown. So what I'm looking at here, if we pass below 65K, we're still bearish. If we hit 60K, still bearish until proven otherwise. Because remember, there's something called a bullish double bottom. Bullish double bottoms look like that. And as you can see here, they're bullish signals. They're bullish signals. So if this is indeed a bullish double bottom, we need to be aware of that. So we got to wait and see what happens, right? If we break down below 60K, then we're going down to 50K, no doubt. And then we're going to have a massive breakout. And then you're going to see quote unquote altcoin season, not really an altcoin season. You're just going to end up seeing that push going up to the 1 trillion inside of crypto market cap, right? 1 trillion inside of altcoin market cap, that is. So that's what I'm waiting for here when it comes to that. So there is a possibility that this rising wedge could be a bear trap, trying to trap the bears. There is a possibility that they could be trapping the bears, and then we could just have a huge takeoff all the way up here to about 98K. And the reason why I say that is because remember that trend line that I was talking about. Remember the trend line. The trend line still exists on this chart as well. So let's look at the daily chart on Bitcoin. Looking at the daily chart on Bitcoin, the same thing stands true for the altcoins. If altcoins are breaking out to 1 trillion inside of market cap, then what's happening to Bitcoin? Bitcoin is then probably going to end up doing some crazy breakout. So, 108K. What did I mention before? 108K. Why? Because that is the top of the previous push before those all-time highs. And that is what could make another head and shoulders pattern. Because we had a head and shoulders pattern here, boom, 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 boom. It wasn't necessarily complete, but it still is a head and shoulders. The right shoulder is a little bit smaller than the left one. And as you can see here, head and shoulder patterns, bearish patterns. So we could get a massive bull trap and a massive relief rally that still pushes us up higher. And this could trick people. This could trick people into trying to buy at 108K. And then we could continue to dump from there. So there's a huge possibility that we can have a huge relief rally followed by a huge dump. But there's also a huge possibility that it doesn't happen and only altcoins break out all the way up here to 1 trillion. So if that happens and Bitcoin doesn't break out to 1 trillion and only altcoins do that, then what we're watching out for Bitcoin is for a possible breakdown to 50K and then another relief rally possibly bringing us back to 70 to 80K. So either way, we're still in a complete bear market. We're in bear market territory, but we just have to be extremely cautious and extremely careful on the direction that we're going. But let's see some of the chats here. Craig Beat says, that's what's up. I'm on my way. Yep, it's pretty nice out here. Ovido says, what do you think is the best entry point for Pengu long term? Best entry point for Pengu long term. I can't really say for long term, honestly, because during bear markets, like anything's possible during these bear markets. So I wouldn't try to time the bottom. That is a very bad idea. I wouldn't try to time the bottom for long term. But if we're talking trading wise, the next time we pull back, we're probably going to end up going to 0.0038 down here. And that is the only information we have because that's the lowest point that Pengu has ever been. So that's really the only information we have on that. So yeah, you can't really time the bottom for Pengu. So yeah, I would try to avoid timing Pengu's bottom. But let's see what the Let's see how the stream's operating. Okay, the stream is running good, actually. I want to test something out here. Go to scene 2. All right, I'm learning how to use OBS, guys. I'm learning. So now this is scene 2. This is where you guys just see my face. You can see my background here. Got some suitcases back there. Yeah. Okay, the stream is running good, actually. Yeah, I'm waiting because it's on a little bit of a delay. It's on a little bit of a delay. Okay. So the stream quality is good. The camera quality is pretty good too. If you guys are wondering, I'm using the Elgato face cam. Nice. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Okay, going back to scene 1. All right. See what you guys are saying. Thanks, brother. Love your videos. Yep, no problem. No problem. Thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna start streaming on Kick exclusively once I get better at using OBS. So if you guys want to go ahead and follow that Kick link, once I start using OBS, I'm gonna start doing the whole Kick thing once I'm good at OBS. But I'm not good at OBS right now, so I'm garbage at using OBS right now. So y'all gonna have to bear with me on that. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with Bitcoin. I'm pretty confident in the direction that we're going here with Bitcoin, and that's kind of why I want to start streaming more. It's a lot easier to explain this on live. Well, it's not a lot easier to explain it on live, but it's a lot easier to answer specific questions like the one that you just had with Pengu Obito, what you just asked for Pengu. It's a lot easier to help you guys when it comes to those type of things. But yeah. And also Kick pays actual money for streaming. Like they'll actually pay you for the time that you're streaming. Whereas YouTube, I might be streaming for 10 hours straight and make $2 inside of ad revenue and no super chats. So it's a lot better for me to do Kick. And they also they pay people for doing the gambling thing too. I don't know if I'll ever do that, but we'll see if the money's right. Maybe. But yeah, as you can see here, we're going to be going over some user sentiment, or you can just say trader sentiment, either way. But yeah, we got extreme fear. So this person is looking at Bitcoin, predicting another pullback. Let's see what we got. Bitcoin today moves. This person is predicting it comes out at 65K. Like I mentioned before, that is the next support. So 65K is the next logical support. So we should be pulling back to 65K any moment now. A bigger push downwards. This guy says see you at 30K. As my 14th pivot approaches, Bitcoin is developing a bearish structure into it. Something we don't typically see. Yep, it is bearish. We've not hit the real bear market yet, which is true. People aren't expecting this, but yeah, about 30K should be about the bottom by the end of the year. And then going into next year, we should be going into our next bull market. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people are starting to see what's really happening here, but we're about to get a massive bull trap, which is going to trip those same people up. Like, yes, it does look like we're going to do something like this, but just wait until you see the next bull trap. Like the next bull trap just might be like crazy. Like it might be a crazy bull trap, and you might just see altcoins pumping. And maybe that's what they mean by altcoin season. Maybe when we see Bitcoin doing this bull trap, maybe that is when altcoin season starts. Because look, this is the total 3. Again, let me pull up the daily chart. The same thing happened the last time. We broke down. We had a relief rally bull trap. Hit the trend line, came back down, another bull trap, hit the trend line again, and then really broke down. So that's why I'm predicting that we have an altcoin breakout, get bull trapped, and then massive breakdown from there. And if you look at the daily chart on the percent on trending exhaustion, it does look like it's ready to have some type of breakout. So I think that we could be seeing that pretty soon here. And after all that selling pressure, buying pressure has got to come in. And there's a possibility, like I said before, that we could see an altcoin breakout and then another breakdown from there. So altcoins might be the play, but I don't think that altcoins are the play right now. I still believe that we pull back here to a $500 billion altcoin market cap, right? Because that would also be the same thing as Bitcoin pulling down to 50K, right? When Bitcoin pulls back down to 50K, altcoins should pull down to 500 billion market cap and then a breakout. Because if you look at this weekly chart, we're not done on the altcoin breakdown. Altcoins are not done breaking down yet. It's going to look something like this, to where they come down here. We have a tiny bit of a relief rally here, and then we have a continued breakdown, and then we have another little relief rally, continued breakdown, and then by the end of the year, boom, everything starts to go back up going into next year. So this is definitely a very planned out dump, I would say. And I won't say planned out, but the way it's going is very textbook. Craig Beat says 12K Bitcoin incoming. I don't think it'll go that low. Yeah, I just don't think it'll go that low. And a lot of people have been talking about how Epstein is responsible for funding the early Bitcoin creators, which, if you actually look into it, he did fund the early Bitcoin creators, and there's emails confirming that he had a part in it. Like, he funded the early creators of Bitcoin. So he didn't create it because obviously he's not that smart. He's more of the middleman, like, right? Like, people give him money from certain places, from Israel and stuff like that. And then he did all his thing. He blackmailed a bunch of people, sent information back to Israel, did all that, whatever. But the amount of money that Epstein actually donated to these people, like to these Bitcoin creators in the early stages of their development, was crazy. Like, he actually donated money to the early stages. Like, people are saying he's Satoshi. No, he's not Satoshi. He did not create Bitcoin. He literally spent money investing into the people that actually built Bitcoin, though. So he did not build it, but they needed a means of trading, or a means of currency, currency trading, like, between people. Because when you're operating in the black market, when you're operating in the dark, like, what did you think people were using during the dark web days, when the dark web and everybody was doing all those transactions? They were using Bitcoin, and they needed a means of transactions, amongst thieves and amongst criminals. So that's what they did. He funded it, and there's a lot of evidence on that. And I think if that ever goes mainstream, it's not really mainstream right now, and a lot of people don't believe it, but if it ever goes mainstream, that could cause a huge dump in Bitcoin that actually does push it to 12K. So that's a possibility, to where it actually could push down to 12K. Actually, I don't gotta keep putting this up. All I can do here is actually click the pop-out chat. And like I said before, guys, I'm learning how to use OBS. Yes, much better. I'm gonna learn how to do chat overlays. I'm gonna get better at this, I promise. And then we're gonna have chat overlays. But for right now, this is gonna be the chat overlay. All right. So please share your thoughts on Sol. All right, I'm gonna go over everybody's thing, or everybody's questions. But if you guys can, definitely follow the Kick link that I sent here. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe. And if you can, send in some donations through super chats. And then if you also can, which would much greatly be appreciated, Solana donations and BNB donations. Don't gotta send anything, but remember, I'm doing this for free for you guys, so show some love, show some support. But yeah, let me go over Solana now. Please share your thoughts on Solana. That's Creed Nag, something like that. All right, let's go to Solana. Solana, the same thing. Honestly, if you just look at this, if we just go back here to the total 3, this is the technical analysis for every single altcoin. So you don't need to do single altcoin technical analysis. Go to total 3. Go to come here, type in total 3. This is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this tracks all altcoins. All altcoins are going to be following each other. So the same thing stands true for Solana. If you look at it, it's the exact same chart. The total 3 is pretty much the exact same as Solana. Solana is probably going to end up creating some type of, some type of relief rally. The same thing that we see going on with the total 3. So when you look at that, it's the same exact thing. A push to $180 is not far-fetched, right? It's not far-fetched. It might not do all that. Maybe it pushes to like here, 135. But again, when you come back and you look at the total 3 and look at what happened last time, the same exact thing happened last time. The second relief rally pushed up higher than the first relief rally. So this is what I mean. This is the first relief rally, boom, boom, then dump a little bit lower, boom, and then the second relief rally, boom, higher than the first one. What do you call that? Bullish double bottom. So we're gonna get a nice relief rally, and it's gonna trick a lot of people. This is the total 3 for all altcoins, pretty much. This is all altcoins. And then if you look at Solana, what did it do? During that same thing, boom, 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 boom. Same exact thing that we were looking at before. Boom, 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 boom. And this is 2021 going into 2022, that bear market. And then if you look at the total 3 now, what's happening? We had boom, 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 and then this would be the next boom. But we're probably going to end up pulling back a little bit lower, like boom, and then boom. So then you could see Solana doing the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. So that's exactly how I'm looking at it. And if you actually look at the weekly chart for Solana, this is the %R trend exhaustion. We're doing a cross on the %R trend exhaustion. Breakout for Solana is imminent, but it's probably going to be a little breakout followed by another breakdown. So that's what we're looking for. And I'm not saying it's about to just take off right now. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's not how it works. We can have some more selling pressure, as you can see on the MACD for the weekly chart on Solana. More selling pressure is probably going to come before an actual breakout. So that's how we're looking at it. If the markets crash crazy, oh yes, sub 20k Bitcoin in my opinion. But what do I know? That would go below the last crash, and usually it doesn't happen like that, because we're looking at, well, I'm looking at is how things happen before, and I'm looking at the pattern in every 4-year cycle. Essentially every 4-year cycle, the percentage gets a little bit smaller and smaller. Like the dump percentage gets smaller and smaller, just a little bit. So this previous one was about 75%. Well, 77%. So actually, was it 77 or 75? Yeah, it was about 77. Let's say 77. So yeah, it was about 77%. I did the calculations for the last one. I don't really feel like doing the same calculation again. But this one was supposed to be around 73% when I did that calculation. But let's just say it goes down 76%/77%. That brings it down to about 30K. And for example, really it brings it down to 28K. So doing the same percentage drop as last time, like we usually do, that brings us down to 77%, which is about 28K to 30K. We did the same double top scenario that we did last time. Same double top scenario. The spread between the double top was not as significant, but it was still a double top. Double tops go like this, boom, 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 and it broke down. Same double top scenario, same head and shoulders pattern. Like everything was the same. The right shoulder was smaller than the left shoulder. Look, Boom, 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 boom. Right shoulder smaller than the left shoulder. Double top pattern. You come over here, same exact thing. Right shoulder, as you can see, smaller than the left shoulder. Same double top pattern. Literally the same exact thing as last time. So I would say about 28K. And who knows? You could be right and it could go down lower. But I'm going with 28K like that. Like, you don't want to time the bottom. You just want to buy when you're super close to the bottom. So if it goes to 28K or 30K, I'm buying every single Bitcoin I can get at around 30K. Like, that's, yeah. It would definitely be in my best opinion to do that. Oh, we got a member asked a question, so I'm gonna go over the members question before I go over anyone else's. Shout out to everyone out there, guys. Become members of the channel, support the channel, send in donations, do something to support, show some love. Shout out to the members. But yeah, here we have it. Let's see. AR says, what's your thoughts on shorting crypto in a bear market? I do it every day. I short MicroStrategy every day pretty much. So I shorted MicroStrategy yesterday and got 8% in my gains. Actually, you guys aren't even going to be able to see it, to be honest. But I got 8% in my gains. I'm not trading with a lot of money, so I'm not acting like I'm rich or nothing like that. I'm trading with a small amount of money. I'm in a part of the world where it's cheaper to live. So trading with a small amount of money, 8% on the trade that I took was, yeah, I got to use my fingers to count. It was a little over $400, but it wasn't much. I'm checking my stream, making sure everything's good. I don't know. I like OBS more than StreamYard. I like OBS more than StreamYard. Everything's going smoothly. Yeah, I gotta use my fingers to count. I can't complain. It was a little over $400, but it wasn't much. Checking my stream, making sure everything's good. Yeah, I can't complain. I'm liking StreamYard. I'm liking it. Well, not StreamYard. OBS. OBS. All right, let's go back to the 30-minute chart on Bitcoin. Yeah, so yeah, we should be breaking down some more here on Bitcoin. All right, so let's go see what everyone else was saying. Craig Beats, I'll buy it all. Yeah, I mean, if it goes to 20K, I'm buying everything. Even if it goes to 30K, that's why I predict that it'll stop 28K to 30K. But I don't know. We'll see. Craig Beats, I'll buy it all. Oh, I already read that. What do you think of Sui? Sui is the same exact thing as Solana and the total 3 market cap for all of the altcoins. LOL, we will both be in line, champ. Yep, we're definitely gonna buy up a lot. Pengu, if you haven't covered it, please. I already covered Pengu. 0.004 is gonna be the bottom. Well, not the bottom. It's not gonna be the bottom. But the next pullback for Pengu is gonna be 0.004. We hit 0.005. The next support is 0.0038, not 0.004, 0.0038. And that was the all-time low for Pengu. So after that, we have no info on how low Pengu could go. This is going to be Pengu's first bear market. So it's going to create new lows for sure. And it will go below 0.0038 during this bear market. You're actually going to see Pengu adding on another 0. So Pengu is going to have 3 zeros pretty soon. And I would say be prepared for that, because a lot of people aren't prepared to see Pengu with 3 zeros. So yeah, Pengu's not going to do too well. But when it bounces back, they have a massive following and a diehard fan base, so it will come back. But it might end up being like Dogecoin, where it's like not trading at like a premium during the next bull market. So we'll see how it ends up. If Bitcoin loses 65K, 60K, yes, we can dump to 50K, maybe 30K, reclaiming 72K. Bitcoin is bullish. Yes, I expect that 50K breakdown But the thing with what we're seeing right now, we can either break out now to the top area of this region up here for a massive relief rally. Like we could break out now and head towards 108K slash 110K. Or we could break down to 50K and then have that massive push up. There's going to be a massive push up, and a lot of people are going to get tricked, and they're going to think that that's the start of the bull market. Imagine going from 50K up to 108K. That's 115%. If we do that, people are going to get tricked, and they're going to start buying up here, and then we're going to dump for the rest of the year. If we do that, 115K from 50K up to 108K, or 115% is from 50K up to 108K. If we just do it now, that would be a 60% pump. So honestly, if we hit 50K, I'm buying a lot of Bitcoin. Not even Bitcoin. Like I'd probably do MicroStrategy. No. I'm thinking like MicroStrategy calls, but that's really risky. I would just buy Bitcoin. Just do a quick 100% trade. Well, it won't be that quick, but actually, let's see how quick it was in the last rally. Instead of me just saying, oh, it's going to be a quick trade, let's see how quick it actually was. So let's bring up the daily chart. All right. So let's see. Let's take this and all right. So this was the trend line. As you can see, this is the trend line that did it all. First relief rally breakout, boom, and then so that took about what, 34 days. So yeah, I wouldn't do MicroStrategy calls. If it takes a month, then I wouldn't do MicroStrategy calls. I would just buy actual Bitcoin. So let's say we broke out now. I don't know. We'll have to see. We can't really time everything perfectly. But we'll have to see how that plays out. We'll have to see. So yeah, my thoughts on shorting crypto in the bear market. It's possible, but yeah, I already read that one though. Shout out to the members. Big shout out to the members. Craig Beats. I look at what the average percent drop. Then I look at the market sentiment at those bear markets compared to this incoming market correction. Feels like 2008 over here. Yeah, it's possible that we could have a bigger pullback than expected. Malik says same. Sui is going below its all-time low. Yeah, Sui is going way lower. If we hit Sui all-time low again, yeah, I will buy more. Oh, so it seems like a lot of people are interested in Sui. So let me actually go over Sui here. But yeah, definitely everybody. I guess hit the like. Well, everyone's already subscribed. I'm pretty sure everybody's subscribed. So no point in saying hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, this was actually a bear trap or a bull trap. I mean, an ascending triangle. That's a bullish pattern, but it was a false pattern. That happens every now and then. So yeah, we had a bull trap right there on Sui. Yeah, Sui is doing worse than the rest. I see what you guys are saying. It's doing way worse than the rest. Since it's doing way worse than the rest, when Sui bottoms out here at about 35 cents, and when the altcoin relief rally happens, because like I said, we're coming down here in altcoins, probably reaching 500 billion in overall market cap on altcoins, maybe stopping at 630 billion. I don't know which one it's going to do, but if it does 500 billion, it's going to have a massive breakout again up to 1 trillion inside of market cap. And that will probably end up causing Sui to have a massive rally up here. And this is when everyone screams altcoin season, altcoin season. What happened last time? Well, no, that wasn't even last time. Sui hasn't been out for that long, so it doesn't really have that much, it doesn't really have that much info on it. But yeah, we could have a massive push like last time. So I would say watch out for it, but I wouldn't bet on it. Personally, if I were to get in Sui, I would want it here at the lows, these Coinbase lows at 36 cents, give or take. Let's see if we can look at the US dollar for Bitcoin, Sui. No. Let's do Sui. But Tether, US. Yeah. So yeah, I'd be looking at getting Sui at like 35, 40 cents, 35 cents maybe. Somewhere around there. Let's pull this up. 20-cent Sui incoming. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Zcash. Let's look at Zcash. Yeah, again, Zcash is gonna have a breakdown here. But what I'm gonna do is take this and I'm gonna line this up with these two. So yeah, when everything pulls back, all the altcoins, I expect Zcash to come down here to about $120. Then having a breakout. This is a falling wedge. I predicted the $210 Zcash, and it's funny because I predicted the $210 Zcash when we were all the way up here around 500 something dollars. I was like, yeah, if we get rejected here, expect Zcash to come all the way down to 210. What happened? We got rejected, went all the way down to $210. So yeah. And people were like, "Oh, Marcellus hates Zcash." No, I just like technical analysis. That's how I do my trading. Yeah, did I short Zcash? No. I don't short altcoins and crypto and stuff like that. I only do put options on MicroStrategy because Bitcoin is just too easy to follow sometimes. So I don't know, it just makes sense for me to do this because Bitcoin is like a textbook play. It's like it's too easy sometimes. Like yesterday, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna break down because it just broke out of our rising wedge. So I was like, it's gonna be too easy. Let me just get my quick money and get out of here. That's exactly what happened. It dipped. I made money off of this little dip here, 8% on MicroStrategy puts. It broke out. It started to dip again, and I thought it was gonna keep going down. So then I tried it again and it didn't work. Got out at a break even. So closed the day yesterday with 8% in gains, which is good. That pays my rent. That pays some other stuff. It doesn't pay everything though. So I'm gonna have to get back to it tomorrow. Well, technically today for me because it's 11:20 a.m. So I'm gonna be trading at 10:30 p.m. tonight. But yeah. No, wrong thing. I want to see what's going on here. So, okay, we have 211 views total on this live stream, 20 concurrent viewers as the largest average view duration. We don't got no donations yet. Let's see some live stream donations, some support. Let's see something. And just so you guys know, again, I know I said this before. Well, let me put my donations there. If you guys want to do super chat or that works. What is happening? Why is it not showing? So sorry, I'm like distracted. I'm trying to put my kick link up here again. There. Let's close that. I don't know why it's not working. But yeah, like I said before, everybody, I'm doing these streams out here for y'all for free. So if y'all want to send some donations, y'all can send donations. That would be greatly appreciated. Or something else. I don't think the donation is posted correctly. Let me remove that and put it up here again. Yeah, I need to put a space right there. Space, make sure everything's right. All right. But yeah, that's what I was about to say. Eventually I'm not gonna be doing live streams on YouTube. I don't think it's worth it. I'm gonna be doing live streams on Kick. So that's where you guys are gonna be able to see daily live streams in the near future. I'm not doing it today, so if you go to Kick right now, you're not gonna see me live because I'm not that good at the OBS yet. But as I get better at OBS Studio, I will start doing exclusive live streams on Kick. And then whenever I get bigger on Kick, I'm gonna try to get a deal with them so that I can get paid from them. Make some actual moolah. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah, Marcellus on Kick. I'm trying to go to my Kick right now and see what you think Bitcoin goes, or I don't know where my mind is at. You think Bitcoin goes below 66.5K this week? Yeah, more than likely. More than likely, if this is a false breakout or a false breakdown, like if this is a bear trap, if they're trying to trap the bears, you can see something like this, and then a breakout. But if it's not, we see us going down to 60K, and then I see us eventually going down to 50K, and then from 50K having a massive breakout. So yeah, we got one follower on Kick from this live stream. But yeah, now I got 4 followers on Kick, so I'm trying to get that up, and then I'm gonna start exclusively streaming on Kick. So the Kick streams are gonna be exclusive. So you guys are definitely gonna want to subscribe to that because I'm gonna be doing Kick streams more than I do YouTube videos. And what I'll probably end up doing is just cutting up the clips from Kick and then putting those clips as videos on YouTube, because it's like, why even make separate videos for YouTube if like I'm not even getting paid anything from it? Like I'm hardly getting paid anything. So spend that time streaming on Kick, get paid on Kick even more than what I get paid on YouTube, and then take those clips, put those clips on YouTube, and then that like quadruples the income. Yep, and I need to get better at streaming too to make sure the quality of the videos and the streams are up to par. But yeah, I do think Bitcoin will go below 66.5K this week. I think maybe, yeah, it's Wednesday. So yeah, what I'm expecting is a 50K drop. So I'm still expecting 50K. But there's a possibility that this could be a bear trap. So I'm telling you guys now, it could be a bear trap. My confirmation, if we go below 60K, we're definitely hitting 50K. If we go anywhere below 60K. And then that's when I would be shorting MicroStrategy or doing puts on MicroStrategy, making big dollars. And then I'll stop doing those puts on MicroStrategy, and then I'll buy Bitcoin at 50K, ride that wave up, Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. What you think about Baby Doge? Honestly, I don't even want to talk about Baby Doge. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Baby Doge. Like the thing with Baby Doge, it's not worth it. If I talk about it, then I'm giving them free promo to continue to dump on people. And then if I show you the proof that they're actually dumping on their holders, what they usually do is they inflate the volume, and then you see a bunch of people randomly buying, and then you start to see the price pumping, and then it looks like I'm lying, and then out of nowhere the price goes off. Like, I'm not about to bring them free promo and then for them to pump it and then dump it again. So yeah, I wouldn't mess around with Baby Doge. Just go look at the dev wallet. I was actually looking at the dev wallet yesterday, and I just shook my head because you look at their post on Twitter, and they're talking about how just look at their post on Twitter and how they're trying to like convince people to stay strong in the market and stay strong and stay in the market, and then look at their actual sells on their dev wallet and look at how much they're selling all the time and dumping on the same people that they're telling to stay strong and hold. So yeah, just look at what's happening. And if I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to pump after this. If they have someone that's watching, yeah. You think it drops that much this week? That would be crazy. I just put a put in. I don't know. It's possible, but I wouldn't put the puts in like based on what I say. Like, definitely do the research yourself. Like I said before, there's a possibility this can be a bear trap. And the reason I mentioned the bear trap possibility is because we're already down so much. And what I wanted to show here is, like, when we have this breakout, eventually this breakout is going to come all the way up here to about 108K, right? So we either have it now or we pull back to like 50K and then we have that massive breakout. So I don't know which one's going to happen. I don't know which one it's going to be. So it's possible that we have the pullback and then the breakout, but it's possible we have the breakout and then the pullback. So I don't know. We'll see. But if that's why I say, like, you know, you gotta wait for confirmation. Like, you day trade from here down to 60K. Well, I day trade from here down to 60K. And then after 60K, if we break 60K, now I'm really holding the put for a little bit longer and letting it drop down to 50. But yeah, that's strategy with me. I remember years ago I used to watch Marcella's video every night before work. Craig Beats, yeah, and yeah, I was talking about Baby Doge all the time, but definitely not again. Yeah, haha. No, I did it earlier this morning. Oh, okay. Yeah, bro was a Baby Doge maxi. We were greener than the Hulk. Yeah, I actually believed in the project, but now, like, when you just look at the dev wallet transactions, like, they just they're making so much money dumping. Craig Beat says, you came a long way. I'm happy for you. Thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Those days that all that was going on, I was a correction officer, actually. I don't think I never mentioned it. I mentioned it on my other channel that I was a correction officer. But yeah, I was at not a jail, but like an actual state prison. But it was a women's prison. So I was there for a good year and a half. So yeah. And I was way more consistent when I had a 9-to-5 job than now, because now I just have a lot of free time. I've been overseas since July last year, because that's when I quit my job, and I've been overseas since July last year. I've been doing pretty good. I went to Thailand 6 months. I've been in the Philippines since the beginning of this year. Well, yeah, since the beginning of this year, so almost 2 months now. So I've almost been overseas for a whole year right now. So I'm chilling. Just chilling, making these good trades. But yeah, I had a plan, and the plan worked out. It was like, get a bunch of money, save up a bunch of money, start trading with said money, and Yeah, just relax. I feel like a lot of people are going away from meme coin in general. Yeah, meme coins are dead. You have to be extremely lucky or be an insider to be consistent right now. Yeah, and that's the thing with meme coins. Like you have to be like damn near on point with it. The one exception for meme coins for me is Pengu. Pudgy Penguins is the one exception because it's not necessarily just a meme coin. Like it has so much more than a meme coin. It's a game, NFTs, a whole community. Like you have to have a diehard community and a diehard fan base for meme coins to work. And like that, meme coins are just risky. Like I wouldn't be in on meme coins. We got Advantage here. Yeah, Advantage has been underperforming. I lost some money on silver and gold the other day. Yeah, I tried to I was gonna do leaps and just hold for an extended period of time. But then it started dumping. I was like, well, I need this money to continue to create income. So I'm like, let me just sell here and then keep day trading because in doing what was working for me. Like I don't do swing trades and long holding. Like I don't do that well. I don't do that well. But I do day trades very well. But swing trades, I just get impatient and sell at a loss. And it happens all the time. I get impatient and sell at a loss. That's why if Bitcoin hits 50K, then I'll do a big swing trade. Because now I know like 50K is super low, right? If I try to swing trade Bitcoin now and it drops to 50K, I'm selling at 50, even though it's about to pump and then go above that level. But you know, it's about the psychology when it comes to trading. So you got to know what type of person you are. And I'm not the type of person that can watch my money drop like 50% and then, you know, and then keep holding it. I can't do it. I feel like, oh, no, I read that. Yes, you was working overtime to buy more videos. Yeah. The amount of money I lost on that project. And just think, when you lose, someone else wins. So every time we were losing money on Baby Doge, the devs were literally selling on us and taking our money. And they're still doing that. Actually, you know what? Because I'm not even going to talk about it. I don't want people to go buying Baby Doge. Because if I make a video on Baby Doge or if they see me talking about it and people actually go and buy Baby Doge, what will happen is the video that I'm going to make is going to be negative, saying like this is a shit coin. And then what will happen is people will sell and then the devs will start buying. And then when they start buying, they're going to push the price up artificially. And then people will start buying. They'll be like, oh, Marcellus is lying. Marcellus is just, they'll start putting, you know, post out saying, don't believe these YouTubers. Remember the one post they put out talking about YouTubers lying and like, you know, just stupid YouTubers or something like that. I remember when they did that. And then out of nowhere, you see the price going up after I expose them. And then the price all of a sudden goes up. And then what happens? They start dumping. You start seeing the dev wallets dumping after it kind of fizzles out. Yeah. Don't trust that. What are your thoughts on Avantis? Any chance of recovering? This is the first bear market for Avantis. So what I will say is pay attention to the total 3. Type in total 3 on TradingView. Go to crypto, type total 3. Go to this one, total 3 crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And what will happen here is you'll click that and you'll see this possibly going down to 500 billion. If it hits 500 billion, we're probably going to have a massive breakout. So whatever price Avantis is at when this hits 500 billion, this is probably the price that I would want to buy at personally, but I'm not going to be buying it. I'm going to be buying other things, but this would be the price. Whenever the total 3 hits 500 billion, I don't know what price Avantis would be at, but whatever price it's at, we're probably going to end up seeing a massive pump for Avantis, followed by a massive dump again. It might go up to like 30 cents, maybe 35, something like that. But yeah, I'd say be extremely careful. Be extremely careful. Avantis has never been in a bear market. It's a new coin. You don't know how it's going to react. So yeah. Is Plasma a scam project? What's on your thought on Plasma? I haven't looked it up in a while actually, so I don't even know what they've been doing. Bitstamp. I gotta find the one that I have my charts on. I don't know which one I did the charts on. Maybe Maxi. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But is it a scam coin? Yeah. Is we're in a bear market, so if there are scam coins, it's gonna be hard to tell which one's a scam and which one is not. It doesn't have a max supply, which means that they can continue to mint as many coins as they want. So could it become a scam coin? It could easily become one, but I don't know. I don't know how their tokenomics work, so yeah, I couldn't tell you. Llama Swap is now live. Plasma. But yeah, every single altcoin is gonna seem like a scam. Every single altcoin is gonna seem like a scam because right now, like whenever we're like risk off in the markets, altcoins and speculative things, they drop the most. So it's a risk off environment. So that's why I'm talking about Bitcoin, because I think people should really be focused on Bitcoin over all the altcoins. Even when altcoins start breaking out, like Bitcoins are gonna go up just as much. Like you would be better off focusing on Bitcoin. It's a risk off environment, and Bitcoin's still risk on, right? But it's less riskier than altcoins. Bitcoin goes down 10%, altcoins go down 50%. That's how it works. I want to know why Harvard bought Bitcoin and then sold some at a loss to buy Ethereum. Because like what I mentioned before with the total 3 with the altcoins. Well, no, this is actually excluding Ethereum also. This is also excluding Ethereum. But it's kind of the same thing. Like if you look at Ethereum, like let's say Bitcoin pulls back to 50K, right? You'll probably see Ethereum pull back to like somewhere around here and then pump. Like, I don't know. Anything's possible. I don't know why they would do that, but in my books, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're one and the same. Like price action wise, they're one and the same. They have similar price action. I want to know, are 99% of cryptos are just like them? People are XRP maxis, but Ripple dumps on retail left and right. Nasty work. Yeah. I mean, that's how it is with a lot of these altcoins. So that's why I say like Bitcoin, if you just follow Bitcoin, like you'll be good, because a lot of these people with these altcoins, like the people at the top have significant control over it because they're small caps. Like most of them are smaller caps. So they can control the price a lot more. Like, let me show you guys something. Like, I was gonna make a video about it, but I don't ever want to make a video about this project again. Like, I just don't want them to get any shine from me making a video about it, because I know what they're doing. And yeah, they say that they're building like an animal shelter inside of the Philippines. I'm not saying they're not doing that. They might be doing it, but they need to be more transparent about how they're doing it and about where the money's coming from. Obviously, the money's coming from the project, but like every time they sell, they need to let people know. They need to let people know that they're selling, where the money is going, how much went there, how much went there. They need to show transactions, to show how much money they're putting in for the dogs. Like the Philippines is very cheap. Like they could take $10,000 and probably save 1 million dogs out here. Like it doesn't take that much money, like at all. Like I always eat pizza out here, and when I go down, there's stray dogs all over the Philippines. I'm not even gonna lie. But when I go down to the dump, like to the trash thing out here in my condo complex, I take the crusts and then I feed it to all the dogs and the cats. Like there's a bunch of them. Like you probably watch my videos, then you just hear random dogs barking at night, because I make my videos late because it's early for you guys in the US when it's late here. It's early here now, so it's late for you guys now. But like I'll go out there and I'll feed all the dogs all my pizza crust and stuff. and just give them some food. But look at these transactions. So everything goes to this wallet first. 227,000. This one is the same as this one. You can see the highlight. And then you have this one. This one's the same as this one. They're going to the same address. And then we have this address. This is just all in the last month, right? And then this down here is in the last 2 months. This is a separate address. This is a separate address. This is a separate address. These are separate addresses. So now we can close this. We can close this. We can look at these, and then they come to all of those. As you can see, this is what you call like wash trading. You're washing your trade to hide what you're doing, so people can't track you. But when you look at it and you track it, $20,000 sold to MEXC, which that means that they, sent it, they off ramped and they got cash and they dipped 20,000. BitGet 20,000, BitGet 18,000, and this is all within days, hours, even 20,000, 20,000, or 18,000, 28,000, 20,000, 16,000. It doesn't take that much to feed dogs out here in the Philippines. Like, it's not that expensive. 16,000, 11,000. Like, this has been happening the whole time. And this is just one of the off-ramping wallets that they have. They have so many off-ramp wallets. They're preparing to dump this wallet, which is 33,000, or they're waiting until they do an artificial pump, and then people start to get back in, and then now this 33,000 bag is worth 200,000, and then they dip, something like that, right? And then you have this one. All these transactions are going to the same wallet. Yeah, this one still has a bunch of money in it, 1.2 million. So they could easily dump. I don't know what this one's used for, but we'll see. MEXC 20K. I think this might be the same BitGet one. Yeah, this one's the same 33K one. So yeah, this is like called wash trading. It's washing your trades. So it's hard to track sometimes. So a lot of people won't even bother to do it. But if you do it, you just notice the money is leaving and it's being sold for cash. Like, eventually they all end up inside the same wallets. This wallet is one that they're holding a lot of money in. This wallet is one of their main sell wallets. 10 days ago, 95K sold. 23 days ago, sold to Binance 68K. 25 days ago, 66K, 67K, 60K, 59K. Like, these guys are millionaires off of dumping, literally. Multi-millionaires off of dumping. I wouldn't be surprised if they had like $100 million plus off of dumping, like, or even 200 million. Like, they've been dumping for a long time. Like, they are papered up. Like, they got money. This is a new wallet, 28 or 9 days ago, 28K, 23 days ago, 19K, 27 days ago, 12K. Like, you see, this has been happening for a long time. This is one of the newer wallets that they created to dump. This wallet has probably generated almost $1 million for them, maybe even more, and so on and so forth. Let's see. This might be one that I already looked at. It's hard to track. Yeah, I already looked at it. Binance, we just looked at this one. BitGet, yeah, this is a newer one. 20K, 18K, 28K. Just in the last month, like, they ran up hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably $1 million, dumping on everybody. So yeah, this is why I don't talk about it anymore. And it's best that you guys, steer clear of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they started pumping it after me talking about it now. Thank you for the information. No problem. Hello, bros. Can you analyze Zcash coin? Yeah, I'll go over Zcash. How many? I don't even know how many viewers we're at. But yeah, so if you guys can it would be greatly appreciated to see some super chats or some type of donations. I'll go over Zcash for you, but yeah, if some people could do some super chats or donations, that would be greatly appreciated. Or just follow my Kick channel. Like any one of those support mechanisms, or just like and subscribe. Any type of support is good support. All right, so let me put my, I gotta be my own sponsor here. Let me sponsor myself. Kick streams. I'm gonna start streaming on Kick. Haven't started yet, but I will be starting that. And then we have crypto donations. If you guys want to do that, that would also be greatly appreciated. Yeah, there we go. All right, so Zcash. Let's go over Zcash. Oh yeah, I already went over Zcash. Yeah, Zcash is inside of a falling wedge. Falling wedges are bullish patterns, but Bitcoin is probably also about to start breaking down as well. If Bitcoin breaks down to 50K, expect Zcash to break down to about 150K, possibly even down to 120K, anywhere from 150 to 120. Then expect a big breakout past the falling wedge, possibly up to 300 plus, followed by more dumps. That's pretty much the breakdown on Zcash. And the breakdown on Zcash is the same thing as the total 3, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And when you do this, we should be pulling back to about 500K. This right here is what we call a bear flag. Boom. Well, rising wedge / bear flag. Bear flag right there. Rising wedge right there. Bearish pattern. Altcoins are about to dump. Total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum reaches 500 billion possibly, and then a massive breakout to about 1 trillion inside of total crypto market cap, followed by a massive dump. So again, if you equate this to Zcash, pull back to 150, possibly 120, big pump to 300, possible 440, followed by a massive breakdown. So wait for this to start pulling back. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. Let's see. All right, let's see. Somebody, let's get a super chat. Let's get a super chat. I need a super chat, guys. Sent out a bunch of good free information. Let's see something. We've been live for a long time here. How long has it been actually? I don't even know how long it's been. It's a lot different doing the live streams on OBS than it is on StreamYard. You just don't have as much information on OBS. But you have more control over the live. Oh shoot. Yeah, we've been over an hour, 20 minutes. But you have more control over the live. Oh shoot. Yeah, we've been. All right, let's go on Twitter. All right, so I just kind of want to show again what people are saying about the crypto market, because then you could really tell like what's going on by how people are talking about crypto. All the stuff on the latest is going to be all scammers as usual. I promise that no, that guy's a scammer. This guy's a scammer. Giving away money. No, you're not. Scammer. Scammer. They're all scammers on here. Like what? Uh-huh. Yeah, it's hard to find anyone talking about something that's not a scam. This person said Bitcoin will bottom out at 40K this cycle. No, I don't think it'll be 40K. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's going to be 40K. They say 40, I say 30K. It's not that far off, but yeah, we'll have to see. Buyers are still waiting for more flush down from Bitcoin. Interesting. Let's pull up scene 2. So now you guys can see me. You can see my face. All right. Let's see some donations though, guys. Let's see some donations. I need some help. I need some help to keep this stream going. But yeah, shout out to you guys. I'm just making sure. Everything's looking good. Trending now, Bitcoin traders. All right. So let's bring back scene 1. I'm getting better with OBS. A Bitcoin trader or Bitcoin trades around 67K after dipping to 60K lows, down 47%, blah, blah, blah. It's over for the bulls. We're in a bear market and we will see Bitcoin at 30K to 40K in the coming months. See, the problem with this is that people got to understand that it's a process. It's a process. It doesn't just immediately happen. This is a slow and grueling process. If we drop down to 50K now, you'll end up seeing a massive pump up to like the higher levels of like even up to possibly like 100K. Like you could see massive pumps. So this is going to be a very, very volatile time, and people are going to get bull trapped left and right. Can you analyze each? Okay, now no new chats. Okay, no new chats. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. I think we went over everything. Shout out to you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't checked out the kick. Check out the kick. All that good stuff. But yeah, any last thoughts, any closing thoughts before we go ahead and end this live stream? Any closing thoughts? So yeah, I gotta wait because we do have a delay. I think it's like a 30-second delay. So any closing thoughts? What would be a good strategy in this bear market? For a good strategy, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm not focused on crypto. The only crypto I'm focused on, like doing any type of trades, is Bitcoin. That's the only thing I've been trading, and I've been trading that through like MicroStrategy, so I can do puts. But the strategy for this bear market is to focus on Bitcoin more than anything. Like when you're in a bear market, like altcoins are going to be doing some big fluctuations, so you might be able to catch big trades here and there. But if you're not accurate on those catches, then you could get screwed. Because if you look at it, like, yeah, there are still altcoins going up, but they're like random coins that randomly go up and then they immediately dump. Like Orca was up 55% earlier. Like Orca, just random pump. But if you look at it, look at all the time it took for Orca to do that random pump. Like after the previous random pump, it dumped by so much. So in order for you to actually benefit off these random pumps, you have to buy at the bottom, but you never know when the bottom is. and then they just randomly pump. So the best strategy is to just focus on Bitcoin, because you can track Bitcoin way easier and everything else is following Bitcoin. Bitcoin overall is following the overall markets, but Bitcoin, if you can just track Bitcoin, that'll make your whole life easier. So just track Bitcoin and focus on that. And that will be what sets you apart from other traders, because other people want to focus on altcoins, but when you focus on Bitcoin, you know what the altcoins are about to do. So just focus on Bitcoin and you will be good. If you start focusing on other things, you might be screwed. So Bitcoin, and then the total 3 market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, that tracks all altcoins. But yeah, the main thing you want to focus on is Bitcoin though. So I would say that's what you would do. Bro, how do you see the charts? It's too fancy. You're probably looking at all the lines and stuff on here. This is just how I have it set up. Like I have the Fibonacci's here. That's all the colors. So not everyone does their charts like this, but I like to have a lot of colors on my charts. I like to have like these lines. It might look crazy, but I use these horizontal lines for like day trading and stuff. These are micro support and micro resistance lines. And then the Fibonacci's are macro support, macro resistance. And what I mean by micro, like micro support here, stopped here. Micro support here, stopped here, went up there, micro support. And then you can see here micro support. So if this breaks out here, this would be that micro resistance before another breakout if that happened. So these are just levels that the charts stop at consistently. Because if you go back here, way back, you see that these same levels were used. Even though they were stopping at those levels before, those same levels are being touched every single time. So this is how I do my trades. They're micro support, micro resistance lines. And we always come back to these lines every single time. We always come back to them. It's a very easy to track once you start getting the hang of it, but you got to get used to it. And this is how I know when we're about to have reversals, because I just have these micro support, micro resistance lines all over my charts. So yeah, you can see time and time again, like it hits every single time. It just be hitting like that. But yeah, let me take off all these circles though, because that's going to mess me up when I'm trading. All the circles are gone. Okay. Yeah. So you just see that. And then it gets really crazy if you look at my MicroStrategy trading, because like I said, I day trade MicroStrategy. So if you look at all these lines here, like this is just how I do my trades though. And especially on the 1 minute chart, it really starts to look crazy. Let's do the 5 minute actually, so you can see. This is the 5 minute on MicroStrategy. And this is my MicroStrategy. But yeah, you just see the all the micro support, micro resistance lines. So yeah, it just makes everything easier for me. Tesla is another one that I have crazy lines all over. I do a lot of trades on Tesla. So whenever Tesla is around these areas here, I focus on these different levels. And these are levels that I made all the way back here, because if it hits those lines and it stops at those areas once, it's more than likely going to do it a bunch of times. So if you actually look at Tesla and you go to the 30 minute, you go far back into the past, you will notice we're hitting the same micro support, micro resistance lines. The same levels we're hitting. Even back here when I didn't even, I didn't set these lines all the way back here in 2020, early 2025. I set these recently. But they're still going to hit the same levels, because that's how it works. That's how it works. So yeah, it takes some getting used to. But I could take it off and then it'll look like this. You'll see a lot of traders who do like Forex and futures. Their charts are like bare minimum. They don't have much on their charts. But everyone's different. Everyone's different with how they trade. Some people need to have a bunch of stuff on their chart. Some people don't. Me personally, I like having a good amount on my charts, and I like having some indicators. There's a lot of good traders out there that I watch. But yeah, Bitcoin, BNB, the only ones that have consistently doubled their previous all-time high. Yeah, and that's because BNB, like they have people like CZ, and they're like one of the biggest forces in the markets because they have one of the largest exchanges. So they have a huge incentive to make sure that like BNB does well. So I think that's why BNB usually does well like that. But yeah, that is why. But shout out to you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want me to stay live, let's see a donation. It could be a small donation. It could be $1. It could be $2. It could be $3. Let's just see something so I'm motivated to stay live. Because if not, I'm gonna be looking at some other things. Because there's some YouTube videos that I see that just came out that I want to watch. I actually watch a lot of YouTubers. So I watch a lot of different YouTubers, and like I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, I want to watch some of the other videos. We could watch them live on my channel, but then I don't want to get copyrighted. So you know what it is. You know what it is. But I want to ask, how do you guys feel about using different things to do your trading? Like not different things to do your trading, but different things to track your trading, like tracking it with news and stuff like that. Like tracking trading it with news. Because I think that's one of the things that's like underrated is using news to track your tradings. Like a lot of people, they don't pay attention to the news articles, and not just like Bitcoin news, but financial news in general. Like that is something that will definitely help, because then you'll know like, oh, we're about to get pullback. But me personally, I primarily use technicals, but I do look at the news stuff though. But I don't do my own news research. Like I'll watch something like Meet Kevin, or like I'll just watch these other YouTubers. I'll let them put out the news articles, and then they'll do all the work for me. Just like I do all the technical work for you guys. These other YouTubers, they do all the fundamental and news article work for me. So yeah, we all have someone that we watch because we just don't want to take all that time to look at all the different info. But yeah, I'll watch all the other people for all the news stuff. Like I can't do that. But I will start getting into doing more research and financials. But yeah, let's talk about Robinhood. Like I don't know if you guys are into doing options trading and all that. And I think I'm gonna make a course on how I do options trading and how I do like how I do my entries and exits and then the psychology. But I was thinking I don't want to do a group, because if I make a trading group and that trading group gets too big, then it becomes a compliance issue with the SEC. Then it becomes insider trading. So I've been thinking about it, and yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do a trading group, because it's just putting myself at too much risk for because a lot of people, they're not SEC compliant. Like I see a lot of these people with their trading groups, and it's borderline insider trading. Like they're giving signals of when they're getting in and when they're getting out. Like that's insider trading, and that's illegal. So I'm not trying to do nothing illegal like that. And there's a lot of people with these trading groups who are doing illegal stuff like that. It's illegal. You can't legally do that. But I do want to create a course where I teach trading for options and like the psychology and stuff. Because for instance, like there's a lot of nuances in here that a lot of people just don't know. And like how I was just mentioning the micro support, micro resistance lines and everything, that's something that a lot of people don't use, but it's a very, very good strategy that I use consistently, and it consistently hits for me. So you just see me make a line here, but that's because we hit here, we hit here, we hit here, this whole area here, we hit support here, resistance here, and I guarantee if we go back here, we hit here. Didn't even have to look at it, but I knew because that's how it works. And then if we go back even further, looking at the 4 hour, and you look at before, what happened? That was a major resistance and support area. And this is why I say, like, I gotta make a course. I gotta make a course on this stuff, guys. Like, now I have this line set on my charts forever. So anytime Robinhood comes back to this area, I know this is a level I have to trade. This is a level I have to trade. Huge area of confluence. So let me know if you guys would like a course, but I can't do a trading group. I was thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I can't do it. I don't want to go to jail. I used to work at a prison also, and you guys do not want to go to prison, like, for anything. You don't want to go to prison for anything. Bitcoin, BNB. Oh no, I already looked at that. Never done it yet. I use the channels with the MACD to trade. Yeah, MACD, definitely good. I like to use everything inside of Tandem, and I got MACD, percent R trend exhaustion, all that. Well, only both of those. It's not really all that. It's just both of those. But yeah, I use that. I use the Fibonacci retracements, and then I use micro support, micro resistance lines. I don't really do EMAs and SMAs. If I'm looking at like a long-term prediction, then I'll do that. But other than that, nah. Something that I really had faith in was Webull. But during any type of crypto downtrend, Webull's going down because, you know, transaction fees are lower. But this is a good thing because let's say you buy Webull all the way down here, like at $5, and it runs out to $10. Like, now you're at 100%. But I do think it's gonna go a little bit lower. What other stocks are we looking at? Nvidia is in a really weird range right now, so. Because with Nvidia is a lot of news that's influencing Nvidia. And this is the thing with the stock markets. Like, not every stock is going to be trading in the same ratio, whereas every crypto is trading in the same ratio. Like, everything's following Bitcoin. But in the stock market, you have some stocks that are doing terrible, like Webull. You have other stocks that are actually doing fairly well, like the overall market, like the large caps, like the SPY. SPY is doing so well because it's mainly large caps. Apple is doing well. You know, Netflix is not doing so well. They had a huge pullback. So you see some stocks doing well, some stocks aren't. And that's why I like trading stock options, because, you know, you're not only relying on the overall market structure, you're relying on the structure of that one project that you're trading, or the one stock that you're trading. And look, the previous support, the previous micro support / resistance is at about $70, and we've seen it back here in this area, and we've seen it back here. So what am I waiting for? If Netflix hits 70 cents or $70, I'll then open some calls. I'll then trade Netflix and open calls. Very, very simple. It's very simple. Well, not very simple, but it's simple enough. Simple enough. I'm not gonna act like it's like so easy, but I am waiting for that level, and I don't know why I didn't have a Fibonacci on Netflix, but now I do. So it is what it is. From the swing high to the swing low, that's what we do. Oh, and look at it. We just so happened to hit that support, and that's why I say I'm thinking of creating a course, because a lot of people don't know this type of stuff. Swing high to swing low. Now you can see we're exactly on our Fibonacci here for the support. So we did hit support. There's a possibility that Netflix will come up here, hit this micro support. If Netflix comes up to the micro support, that brings us at $82.22, because we have micro support there. So if Netflix did something like that and then continue down, I'd be looking at $70. Come up here, probably continue down to 62. Got some support there. Macro, since it is a Fibonacci. So yeah, there's a lot that I can teach in a course, but how much do you guys think that course should cost? Because I was gonna charge $100 for the course, but I think $100 might be a little too much. But then again, it's like, would people really appreciate it if I made it like $10? Like, I don't think they would. So yeah, shout out to AR here. Says create a course on shorting cryptos. I couldn't really I could do that, but I don't short cryptos, so I feel like it'd be hypocritical because I don't short. I only short the MicroStrategy stock. Like when it comes to crypto, I don't leverage and I don't do futures on crypto. The only thing I do with crypto is buy and sell, and I'm mainly focused on Bitcoin, and I'll mess around with some altcoins. So it'd be hypocritical to do like a shorting thing on crypto. But what I would do is what I actually do on the daily, which is options, like trading options contracts. What's theta? What's delta? What's gamma? You know, like those are the Greeks, as they call it, and theta, delta, all that, time decay on your options contracts. So I'll definitely do options trading course because it's something that I actually know. And also gold. A lot of people need to watch gold. Watch gold. Gold has maxed out up here. It's overbought completely. Once you start to see the media pushing a narrative, you know it's about to dump. Media is pushing gold and silver. Silver already did a massive dump. Silver still is dumping. It could go down a little bit more, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm expecting gold to come back down here to about $420 pretty soon. So we'll see if gold does pull back down further. Could be a shorting opportunity. MACD showing some selling pressure on gold. Percent our trading exhaustion coming down on gold as well. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing a gold trade. I don't know. I'm gonna keep watching this. I don't know if it's gonna do what I want it to do. But yeah, I'm gonna create a course eventually on technical analysis, and so it's gonna be technical analysis, trading psychology, and trading psychology consists of your entries, your exits, your risk management. That's pretty much it. Entries, exits, risk management, technical analysis. That's all there is to trading. And then you have a little bit of nuances in with options. When you have your delta, your gamma, your theta, your alpha, every single Greek for your options trading matters. But I really only focus on delta and theta. I don't really focus on everything like that. But yeah, guys, I'm about to go ahead and end this live stream. I am going to create a course eventually, but shout out to you guys. I was waiting for like a donation, but I ain't seen no donations yet, man. But yeah, shout out to you guys anyway, though. I'm going to be doing these live streams more often. I just want to do it on Kick because, I don't get any money from doing it on YouTube. YouTube, you got to rely on donations. And I know everybody is inside a cash crunch, like everybody across the world. So I don't blame anyone for not donating, because I know like jobs are scarce inside the U.S. Things are looking bad financially for a lot of people. Like things are getting bad out there. So I completely understand why people aren't donating, because that is things are not looking good. That's why I want to do Kick, because I want Kick to pay me. Like somebody's gonna pay me. Somebody's gonna pay me for putting this info out there. So I'm gonna make sure Kick pays me. But I understand why no one wants to donate. That is completely understandable. Sorry, I almost forgot one of my passwords to my crypto wallet. All right, now there it is. I was checking my donation wallet to see if I received anything, so I don't like end it and if someone actually sends on. But yeah, no one sent anything. But yeah, shout out to you guys. I'm getting better with the OBS. and then I'll eventually start doing exclusive live streams on I'll start exclusively streaming on Kick. That's gonna be what I do. But yeah, we're about to go ahead and end this, close this out, and I'll pretty much recap what we talked about with Bitcoin on the closing here. So pretty much, like I was saying before, we just now broke down from our rising wedge here, rising wedges, bearish patterns, and now we are pushing down to 60K. If we go down to 60K and do something like this, boom, 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 that's what you call a bullish double bottom. And then you could see a breakout going up to the previous trend line of 108K. I know that's a little bit of a stretch, but this is how the previous markets have worked. It's a huge stretch going up to 108K, but it's happened like this previously so many times. If you want to know how, go back to the beginning of this live stream and you will see. But either it does the double bottom scenario, or it breaks down to 50K and then does the breakout and then does the relief rally. So 50K and then relief rally, or we do a double bottom at 60K and then relief rally. So that's what I'm waiting for. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out.